We will start by making our cinnamon sugar tortilla chips for the dessert nachos. For this, we're going to need burrito-sized tortillas, granulated sugar, cinnamon, and butter. Our next step is going to be mixing a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar with 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. We'll mix that thoroughly and put it in a container to the side. We will then take our large tortillas and we're going to cut them into eighths using a pizza cutter. We will then go ahead and preheat our oven to 350 degrees and grab a baking sheet, and we will lightly grease this using butter or cooking spray and begin placing our tortillas that are now cut up into eighths onto the tray, spacing them about an inch or so apart, trying not to overlap. We will then go ahead and pour butter, or brush it if you do have that in your household, on top of these tortillas. Followed by sprinkling cinnamon sugar on one side. Once all of our tortillas are covered in the cinnamon sugar, we will flip them over and give the other side a quick little coating of cinnamon sugar as well. Next, we'll go ahead and place these tortillas in our oven for about 15 to 20 minutes until they are light brown, golden, and crispy. Let's go ahead and prepare our apple pie filling. For this, we are going to need 4 medium-sized apples, 3 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/3 cup of sugar, and 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. Next, using a saucepan, we will add the 2 tablespoons of butter and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, melting the butter and cinnamon together over a medium heat. Once the butter is melted, we will begin stirring in the apples, sugar, and 3 tablespoons of water. We will then begin adding our cornstarch and 2 additional tablespoons of water to the pan, and we'll continue to stir and cook until our apples begin to have a much softer texture, and we'll begin seeing that the filling has thickened. Now that we have both our cinnamon sugar tortilla chips and our homemade apple pie filling ready, let's go ahead and begin plating the nachos. Using a small plate or a platter, begin layering the cinnamon sugar tortilla chips. Our next step is to add our apple pie filling. You'll want a few heaping spoonfuls. This is going to be to your liking. You'll want to ensure that most chips have a good covering of the apple pie filling. And once we've got a nice layer of the filling on there, we'll go ahead and add a few dollops of whipped cream and a caramel drizzle. This is optional, but it does add a nice added layer of deliciousness to this dessert.